Hey everybody, sorry, of course I gotta adjust something. We're gonna do a contour video today. I have all my makeup on. I didn't put any eyeshadow on. So I've got all my base on. I've got foundation and concealer and powder, and I put on some eyeliner in my brows and some mascara and some lipstick. And I'm just gonna do contour and then go to work like this today. So you guys have asked about contour. And the reason I've drugged my feet about doing a contour video is, sorry, I literally have a makeup brush in my hair. I'm not the biggest fan of contour. I think people can take it overboard. So I think that's my biggest issue with it. So there's kind of two types of contour. There's the kind that you do for everyday wear. And then there's the kind that you do, like when you see like the Kim Kardashian who made contouring, her and her makeup artist Mario made contouring very popular. Before then it was kind of a makeup artist secret, kind of a drag queens, kind of started it. And what they do, the extreme that they go to is really more for 2D print, and like, she's seen on television, she's seen in photographs. They're not really concerned as much. I mean, I'm sure she looks great in person, but she's being made up to look good in photographs. And if you go too far with that kind of contour in person, you're gonna look funny. You're gonna have like stripes. So we're just gonna keep that in mind. We're not gonna go to that extreme with the contour because I'm going to work. So yeah, this is a kind of contour that you should be, I mean, you could go like a little bit heavier than this if you're going to like a cocktail event or something like that. But this is I'm trying to break contour down to like the simplest form for you. Something that kind of goes hand in hand with contouring is highlighting. And you can see like right around my eyes is brighter. Highlight does not necessarily mean shimmer. There's matte highlight too. Highlight simply means lighter, and you highlight the things that you want to pull forward and you contour the things that you want to push back. So basically, contouring is creating a false shadow to add dimension to your face. So that's why it's really popular to put contour. Like the number one contour spot, I think, is directly under your cheekbone. And the reason that that looks good is because if you put a fake shadow here, it's creating the illusion that you have this really prominent cheekbone that's sticking out and causing a shadow, which adds sculpture to the face rather than like my pretty just straight down oval face. So that's how I want you to think of contour. Contour is putting a fake shadow on your face to give your face more dimension. And it's not just your face, you guys. I have contoured my chest before for like a formal event. If we want to do that video, I'll figure out a way to do that video, but you can contour your boobs to make your boobs look, I guess, bigger, plumper, rounder. You can contour your collarbones. There's all sorts of things you can contour. It's not just your face, but for today's purposes, we're just doing the face. But yeah, I think that breaks it down. Just think about, if you look at all the diagrams, think about that. That's what they're doing. They're creating a fake shadow to add dimension to your face. So you don't want to put it someplace that should be popping out. Like, you don't want to get your contour on your cheekbone, because then that's going to sink your cheekbone in, and that's not typically what you're going for. You would only do that if you're like, that would be more for costume looks. Like if you're trying to look like I don't know, if you're trying to change your face shape altogether to look like somebody else, maybe you would. But for day to day, it wouldn't be considered necessarily an ideal to sink your cheekbone down in. Now, what you can do is you can raise your contour literally by a couple of millimeters from the actual dent. And that can, if done correctly, raise your cheekbone. Like, because this is where your contour would be. If you go up just a little bit on like the bottom slope of your cheekbone, that can make your cheekbone look higher. So yeah, that's the best way I can describe the purpose of contour. So yeah, that's the purpose of contour. So then I'm going to go over like the normal places people put contour and how I would do it. And then you guys can let me know if you have any questions. We may need to do a follow-up video for this one because I don't feel like I'm not a huge contour fan, so I don't feel like I'm the best person to teach contour. I know it and I understand it. I'm just not, like I said, it's not something I do every day. Probably two of my favorite contour products. Oh, by the way, you can do cream or powder. I do it with powder. It's just my preferred method. So I like this Pixie by Petra. This is the Shape and Shadow Natural Contour Powder. You can get this at Target. And I also really like this. This one's a little more expensive. This is Rodial Instaglam Compact Deluxe Contouring Powder in 03 Face Sculptor. This is the packet. Oh, that's the packaging. So I do want to show you, like, let's see, do I have you can see the difference here. This is a bronzer. This is a contour powder. So see how the undertone is different? Like this looked normal, right? Until I put this up here. So, bronzers are typically going to have more orange tones in them because they're supposed to make you look like you've gotten a tan. So they're going to have red and orange undertones, and that's not what you want to contour with. You put bronzer in some of the same places you can put contour, but you are achieving two different effects with which color you're putting on your face. So you want to stick, both of these are, you know, very gray tone. They're slightly, I mean, they're different. So I think today I'm going to use my Rodial one because I think I like this one a lot. If you're in Houston, the only place I have found this brand is at Blue Mercury in Macy's, which there's one inside the Macy's at Memorial City. You can order them online. You can at their website. You can order them on Blue Mercury's website. So we're gonna take this powder. I would say when I first started in makeup, the most popular brush ever for contour is the NARS Ida, and it looks like this. It's literally a flat line brush. Excuse me. NARS is no longer cruelty free. I did just find last week, and I had seen this on the internet for like a year and I hadn't been able to track it down. You can order it off their website, but I was like trying to find it in store because people said they were seeing it in store, and I finally found it. Black Radiance has come out with a really like close dupe here. This is a synthetic hair and it's a more blunt tip, so it's a little bit whiter. But I've used this and I think it's really good. So, and it was only $4.99, and I think this is probably like closer to $49. I don't remember its exact price, but I remember it's not cheap. Another really popular style brush for contouring, I see a lot of people use like a kind of like an angled, fluffier brush. This is really popular for contour as well. This brush was actually a gift. And I don't have many brushes this shape, so it's perfect. It works out perfect for this video. So I'm going to start with this. The place you want to put contour is you want to draw on your cheekbone. You want to draw an invisible line from the top of your ear to the corner of your mouth. And that is going to be right where your cheekbone sits normally. And then you don't want to drag it all the way down. I mean, your cheekbone kind of goes back here. So, and there's different things, there's different things you can do. Like if you're just accenting your cheekbone, some people want to make their cheek look rounder. So they'll take their contour and they'll kind of curve it up a little bit. You got to be careful with that. You can get yourself looking muddy really fast. So you can do different things with contour depending on what you're trying to achieve. But we're going to stick with like just accenting natural face shape and not trying to change the face shape today. So that's what we're sticking with. So I'm just going to go in with a little powder, and I would suggest highly that you build up. This is one of those things you want to build up slowly because you're literally putting gray brown on your face. So I'm going to go underneath my cheekbone and I'm just going to wiggle this brush. So I kind of start with putting the line down and then I kind of go up and down with this brush. And that's why I like this brush. It's just so easy to cheat. So like you kind of draw your line and then you blend it out by brushing up and down once the product's on your face. And I'm going to try to remember what I was going to do is I'm going to try to do one side of my face so you guys can see the difference. And again, I am not going to go crazy with this today because I'm going to work. And I don't think you should go crazy with it either if you're just like, you know, going out. I don't think anybody here is doing like photo shoots on a regular basis. If you are and you're doing your own makeup and you do want like the more photo style contouring, let me know and we can do a video about that, but I don't think we have a lot of that in this group right now, and so I don't want to teach that and people think that they should be walking around on an everyday basis like that. So in contouring, blending is key. Like blending is a huge deal, otherwise you will look like you have a brown stripe on your face. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. It's not terribly strong. It's just subtle. Okay. The other place that a lot of people like to contour is they'll want to contour around their forehead. I actually don't have any issues with the shape of my forehead, but I'm going to do it just to show you. It's pretty common to put it like over here to try to round out your forehead shape. And then a lot of people would take it here if they're trying to close this down. I already think this area is so small on me that I don't like to contour that. I'm not trying to make that any smaller. It's small enough. So we're just going to shade like this corner to kind of bring this down. A lot of people that think that they have a large forehead will contour the forehead to make it look smaller. So that's another popular area to contour. Noses are really popular. Noses are a little tricky. Like if you're trying to reshape your nose, it can get a little tricky. I'm not trying to reshape my nose. I like my nose shape. But if we just want to make it look a little more shapely, what I typically will do is I'll take this brush and I'll run it along the side of my nose, and then I will bring it, like my bump comes all the way down here, but I'll keep that line straight to try to thin out this side just a little bit. And you kind of want this to come from, like, this is your bone. So if you go straight up here, it's going to look funny. You kind of need it to go with the connection to the brow. And then I just take it straight down. So I use the side of my nose to go straight down to thin out this bump on the side. And then some people will then brighten this if they want to pull this out. I kind of put a little contour on this flare just to tuck it in a little bit. And the nose is definitely a place that you can get too much really quickly. And I like this brush because I can use it for everything. Like I don't have to switch brushes. Like I don't think you could get a very good contour on your nose with this style brush. And then I will go just under a little bit. So you would be kind of making a V shape, but since I'm only doing one side, I'm just taking it under. So I'm just connecting the flare, the side of the nose, the underneath, and the flare here. Just blending those together. Okay, I'm good with that. It's also really popular to go right at your jawbone and kind of define this. This one you can be pretty messy with. But you're just adding extra shadow underneath your jaw to make your jaw pop out more. again, well blended, or you're gonna look like you have a beard. But you're not really gonna wanna pull this up on your face. This should kind of stay on the bone and down. Okay, and then it's also very popular to contour your chin to make it look pointier. So you just kind of take it and see how I'm like going on my chin, and I'm going just inside where my chin slopes, and I'm going to add a shadow so that it looks pointier. And again, you can make yourself look like a beard or a goatee. So that's why I don't want you to pile a ton of product on. Because we don't need you walking around looking like you got a powder goatee on. Okay. Like I said, I already had my highlight here, my matte highlight, because I use that with my concealer. So you can see this is this side of the face, and then this side of the face just looks like it has more dimension because I've added contour to my face. Another place, you already kind of do this with your eyeshadow, but since I'm not wearing eyeshadow, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take a little bit of this contour powder and put it in here in my transition and my crease, just to give my eye some dimension. You could use a brush like this to contour your nose too. And eyeshadow brushes work well for nose contour. So we've just given more dimension to that eye without really making it look like it has eyeshadow on. Okay. Seems like there was one. Oh, I know what I was going to do. One way to make this contour look more prominent is, they call it reverse contouring, which I think is stupid because you're just highlighting. You can take a lighter skin tone powder. I like these Hourglass ambient lights, or today I'll use this. This is, I wouldn't have shown this. This is the I Want Candy Banana Pudding from Too Faced. This was a limited edition product, but they just released like this product again in new packaging. In the Too Faced Tutti Frutti collection, there's a banana powder, and it's this. So I'm going to take this powder. You could do this with a brush. I would normally do it with my sponge. And what you're going to do is, you've got the line you want for the contour. And this is another way too, if you get it too far down, you could fix this by just using some face powder. And I'm going to put a line here. So we're going under the contour and putting a line. And we're going to let that bake a little bit. So, and you can do this with everything, you know, like everywhere you put a contour, if you want to put a matte highlight reverse of it, it's going to pop it out. So like I could put a matte highlight down the center of my nose. I already kind of have a matte highlight going on right here. And a lot of people, if they are contouring their forehead, will, you know, like matte highlight the center part here and connect it down the nose. Kind of think of it like a little tree shape. And then you could also do your chin. So you're putting it either right inside or right below the contour you already had, and that's just going to make that contour pop even more. So I've lost my brush. Here's my brush. So we're just going to wipe all that off now. We're not wiping it off. This is what you need to do. You need to like kind of knock it down. You don't really want to disturb that contour. So I'm staying low with my brush and just knocking that off. So that's how you contour your face. Those are like the common areas to contour for just enhancing your natural face. We're not getting into like, if you see like Candy Johnson, the girl that did this banana powder, She's really good. Like, she turns herself into celebrities. And you'll see her, she'll contour places of her face to literally change her face shape to look like somebody else. And we're not trying to do that here today. I'm just trying to show you how to contour to naturally enhance your face, or enhance your natural face shape. So again, this is what it looks like with contour, and this is what it looks like without. So now I'm going to finish my face. While I do that, if anybody has any questions, let me know, and then I'm going to work. So yeah, please, please, please let me know if you have any questions below. If there's anything I can answer, I don't mind doing another video if I didn't cover something you wanted to know here. But this is Contour 101, so to speak. And like I said, I'm doing a fairly light version. You could go in heavier than this. Like if you're going to a cocktail party and you're going to be in low lighting, you could do these same steps. You would just put it on a little stronger. I'm going to an office with fluorescent lighting, so I don't need to look like I'm trying to go to the club. But again, it's the exact same steps. You just put a little more product on and spend a lot more time blending. So you can see when I'm not talking, this can go fairly quickly. And I don't normally do all of these steps, you guys. I don't normally do the chin or the jaw unless I'm going to an event. The forehead's not really a big one I do either unless I'm going to an event. If I'm feeling like I want to contour, which doesn't happen a ton, just for normal day-to-day, it's probably normally just the cheek and the nose. The nose, I like my nose shape. But I think it just kind of rounds everything out, and I think it makes my nose cuter. But I know some people that like if you have a bump on like out here, I've had brides that have had that, and what we'll do is we'll contour that bump so that in pictures it looks like it's back. But you know, when you look from the side, there's nothing you can do about that. And we'll just lightly contour that bump. Some people will put contour right here, like if they want to like make their nose look more like it has a ball on the end, they'll put a contour, you know, shape around here. I already have enough of a kind of, it comes out on its own, so I don't need to add to that at all. So that's where I really want you to think about the fact that it's a shadow, and this is my face shape and you have your face shape, and what are you trying to accomplish with that? If you want to like post a picture below, like this is this feature and this is what I want to do, you know, like where would you put contour? I don't mind marking that up like on my iPad, and like I can write on the photo in my iPad and send that back to you. I have no problem doing that. I have no problem doing that, period, you guys. I've had friends before, they send me a picture and I take my iPad and they're like, hey, what do you think? And I mean, I'm really honest, you guys. Don't ask me if you just want me to say like it looks good, it's perfect. Because I would even mark up my own photos with like, oh, Brenda, you should have done that, you know. But yeah, if you want me to send it, like if you are practicing makeup one day and you want to text message or private message me a photo, I have absolutely no problem. I can't always promise that I'll get it back like immediately because I gotta be near my iPad. But I have no problem like marking up a photo and saying like, oh, you might want to, you know, like try this here a little better. I don't mind that at all. I am just going to take a little bit of this contour powder and run it under my eye because I feel like my eyes need a little more dimension. This isn't really contouring. This is just me trying to make my eyes, I mean, it is contouring. I'm adding a shadow under my eyes. to make them have more dimension. Okay. I don't see any questions on my stream. But this is contour, and I'm going to work, and I hope you have a fabulous day.